Welcome everyone to an exciting Chair League cast. This week we have the playoffs, and last night, if you were with us, we saw Team Blaze win two very lopsided victories against Drop Dead Gorgeous, and yeah, it wasn't even close. We did see some special cheese on Sky Temple, the Tyrael, Morales, Greymane, Bloodlust, Medevac, Sanctification cheese, and that game ended in 9 minutes on Sky Temple. But hopefully we will see better games tonight here. We've got Kairos and Mayhem. Let me just show you the standings at the end of the season. Kairos was number 1 and Mayhem was number 16, so it's kind of a David and Goliath matchup. But before we get to that exciting series, I have to mention once again that I have an Extra Life campaign going on, and I'm just going to start tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern. That's when the stream will begin, and I'm going for 24 hours in order to try and raise money for a sick kids hospital. And just type ! Extra Life in the chat if you want to find out more about it. I've got some incentives here, so you can make me embarrass myself with a hero in another game, whatever it is your heart desires. I am selling out for charity. So enough about that though. We want to get the game going. We are still waiting for a couple members from Kairos to enter the lobby. Once that happens, we will have a draft, and then we'll get started. And this is a best of 3. All divisions, since it's the playoffs, all divisions have best of 3 series, and hopefully it's pretty good. It should be pretty good. I've seen Kairos play before. They're really good. They're pretty much destined for Pro Division, I think, and we'll see if Mayhem can stop them. I don't know if they want to stop them, but I'm guessing they do. Okay, so just waiting for a couple more people, and then we should get the show on the road. How are you guys doing, everyone? Welcome to all my handsome and beautiful viewers. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. Tomorrow is the start of BlizzCon. I can't wait. I love BlizzCon every year. Even the cheesy moments, even, you know, production problems, everything like that. It's just it just makes me happy that there are so many people that get together and just, you know, celebrating something that they love and having a camaraderie. Just, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a nerd. Yeah, I'm you know, just a geek at heart. I don't know. Watch too many sitcoms. It has cheesified my heart. I don't know what it is. Alright, so. Alright, so we have draft links going out. So forgive me for being quiet or not really talking for just a second. And this is Mayhem's Mac pick, being the lower seed. They're the away team, so they get first map pick, and then next game will be Kairos' map pick. We're also playing on US Central, well, for this map. I don't know if Kairos will want to change it, but Mayhem prefers to play on Central, and that's where we're going, on Battlefield of Eternity. This is a small map. It's a 2-lane map, and it allows for different heroes to be powerful because of the immortal fights. In particular, someone like Artanis is really good on this map because amateur opponent is just going to chunk down the immortal. Another good hero is Greymane if you want to race the immortal, but another common strategy on this map is that you team fight for the immortal. You just wipe them. You give up the first immortal, probably first 1 or 2, but you get a level advantage by killing them while defending, and then you can guarantee the immortals later once you hit 10. So neither team has joined the draft. I wonder what's going on there. Just see if I need to sort anything out. I don't think I do. Anyway, how you doing tonight, guys? Let me know. Hope you guys are doing great. If you enjoy the cast, please reminder, give me a follow. I also have a YouTube channel where I'll be posting all the VODs. You can see all the previous action from Share League as well up on there that I've casted. Okay, so the draft is starting. So common picks we see here are Sylvanas. Pushes really well with the Immortal. I am a Canadian, but what does that have to do with what you want to say? Just keep it PG. We're family-friendly stream here. I try to be anyway. If a profanity slips out, I apologize, but usually doesn't happen. I am Canadian. So yeah, we see Sylvanas. Okay, Samuro. They first banned Samuro, which says to me they don't really have a Samuro player, or they don't want to. Yeah, that's what it says to me. They don't have a Samuro player. Okay. So I guess Nightbot's a little sensitive. I just left it on default settings, so sorry if Nightbot's being a bit of a stingy stick in the mud, but yeah, I am Canadian. How did you know? Do I have an accent? I don't know. People tell me I've sort of an accent. I don't know. Anyway, so there we go, and there's the Sylvanas ban. So yeah, we'll see with this first pick. They probably picking Malfurion. Yeah, there we go. So Malfurion is such a power pick on all maps in this meta right now. He's just so good at sustaining, so good in team fights with Twilight Dream. Even as a solo healer, he can take his non-healing ult. So very good. He's not good at racing the Immortal necessarily, but he's not bad. I mean, like, the fact that he can reduce cooldowns for his teammates means they can do more DPS. So, and here we see ETC and Li Ming as the counter picks. ETC and Li Ming are both great at both of the strategies. If you want to race the Immortal, Li Ming can poke for days. ETC can provide attack speed to all your auto attackers. You often get into a scenario where you're ahead in the Immortal and the other team's forced to defend, and you can just keep poking it down with Li Ming from range, and they're just slowly losing over time. So we'll see if that happens. There's also quite a few chokes around the Immortal where ETC can get such good value out of his AoE stuns and displacements and possibly Mosh Pit. We've been seeing a lot of stage dive these days, but this is one of the maps. It's more constricted, so this is definitely one of the maps that you could see Mosh Pit come back. We'll see how Kairos chooses to counter the Mosh Pit beforehand, though. So with these next two picks, Muradin and Vala, that's two ways they can interrupt Mosh Pit already. So I would expect ETC not to take it probably, but we'll see what happens. Vala is just one of the most consistent DPSers. Like, this is such a meta draft by Kairos right now. It's I mean, on Mayhem too, of course. They're just very solid heroes from both teams. Not really giving away either strategy. Vala can do so much damage if you just leave her alone. So she is a good Immortal racer and also a team fighter. If ETC doesn't take Mosh, though, we could see Vala go Strafe, which does so much AoE damage if she can get into the right position. So we'll see how the interplay and the interactions go out there. See Tassadar. locked out by Mayhem, which is kind of a strange ban. You don't really see Tass Malfurion being picked, especially on this map. Like, they would just give up all immortal racing potential if they did that. Tassadar just does not do a lot of damage. So maybe this indicates Mayhem wants to team fight instead of racing the immortal anyway, so they don't want Kairos to pick a good team fighting team with maybe a Tassadar plus Illidan coming out, something like that. Okay, so no, Mayhem is going to race. They're saying, okay, you're going to have to come at us, you're going to have to defend your immortal because we are going to DPS it down faster than you can imagine because we're going to have Greymane. This might say a Tyrant here at some point for Mayhem as well, or maybe a Rainer. Those are both good, kind of boost your entire team's DPS on the immortal heroes. Yeah, so there we go. There's the Tyrant. Man, I'm on tonight. Ooh. Yeah, very, like with Hunter's Mark and Inner Beast and Greymane and Wolf Form, like, there is no way Kairos is racing this immortal. They have to team fight. So now there's the question, how are they going to get, which team fighting heroes are they going to get? Are they going to get Arthas, who's good against Greymane, okay against EDC? Are they going to get Tychus maybe? They could set up shop around their own immortal. But then again, Tychus has a very hard time chasing down Li Ming, so they need someone to chase down Li Ming. Are they going to go Tracer? Tracer can dance around Greymane and the backline of Tyrant and Li Ming all day, so maybe that's why they banned the Tassadar Mayhem. They knew they would have 3 heroes that are very poor at dealing with Tracer, and they don't want to run into a Tassadar Tracer combo. Thrall is the answer from Kairos, and he's okay. I mean, if he can land a good Sundering, it's another Mosh Interrupt, and also if he can land a good Sundering, he could definitely just explode Tyrant. And then we see Falstad. That's an interesting pick. I mean, Gust is always insane, so I mean, that must be what they're picking it for. But I don't really see any too much use of his global. I mean, you could always use the global because you can Hearth and then you can fly back in, so he'll take the minimal amount of time. But in terms of damage output, Falstad isn't the best these days. So, but if they could separate off the team with a good Sundering in and then Gust or something like that, then it'd be amazing. And there we go, Rhaegar to complete the full face rush the immortal strategy. So once they get ahead, they can just start poking with Li Ming and Tyrant and Greymane in human form. Rhaegar with Lightning Bond for the double lightning shield will add a lot of damage to the immortal as well. So the strategies are set. Mayhem is going for all race and Kairos is going for team fight, and then burst the immortal once the enemy team is dead. Well, let me know in chat what you think. I think I can set up a straw poll. Let's see. This is like the second time I'm using this functionality, so there you go. There's a straw poll link up in chat. Let me know which team you think is going to win. Which draft do you like more for Battlefield of Eternity? Yep. I think personally I find that the team fighting comps win more on this map than the racing ones. But if they can even get one pick on the side of Mayhem, they'll just burst down the Immortals so fast. So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the straw poll, guys. But I mean, Kairos is rank 1. Like I said, they finished first in their division, so kind of cheating if you pick them. They went 7-0. They didn't even lose a game to anyone in Division 1. Whereas Mayhem went 4-3 and they barely made the playoffs. So it looks like we have 2 votes for Kairos so far. Once again, the straw poll. Let me know which lineup you like better. We're just waiting for one of the last player to join the lobby before we can start. So I apologize for that. Apparently the computer is booting up now and they are loading up hot. So are any of you excited for BlizzCon? I am so excited for BlizzCon. I can't wait. Not only like the esports part of it, where, you know, we'll see Korea probably dominate, but also the announcements. I want to know what's next for HOTS. I want to know what's next for Diablo. I want to know what's next for StarCraft. And you know, I don't play World of Warcraft, but you know, I'll watch their arena competition if you like the finals. I don't know. I just love Blizzard. I love Blizzard. I love BlizzCon. Just a bunch of nerds getting together and having fun, sharing their passion about a game they love. It's great. It's great. I don't know. And someday I'll dream of going. Okay, I'm gonna have to check some rulings, but it looks like he's here actually, so we should be starting soon and you don't have to listen to me babble. Once again, I'd like to remind everyone I have the extra life thing going on. Exclamation mark extra life in the chat to see the link, and you can read the incentives. I hear it's a funny page to read even if you're not interested. Any extra little amount helps, even if you don't want to take part in the incentives, and spreading the word or even tuning in so that you can help keep me awake tomorrow night. Well, starting tomorrow night, but I'll need the most help on Saturday staying awake. Will help a lot. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the straw poll results of amazing 2 votes, both voted for Kairos' team. They do have the power picks in Malfurion, Meriden, Vala. Those are very strong meta picks right now, so. Just waiting for players to ready up, and then we will get this show on the road, as they say. Come on, last person, you can do it. Press ready. There we go. Okay. And I forgot to change the sound settings. There we go. Alright, so now you guys can hear the game too. That would be nice, right? Okay. So, Kairos versus Mayhem, best of 3. This is game 1 on Battlefield of Eternity. And it is the number 1 ranked team versus the number 16 ranked team. And the description on Kairos' page is the greatest team to never win anything. And the description Mayhem wrote is nothing. They didn't write anything on their Chair League page. Shame. Shame. Alright. So, introducing Kairos, we have Siryu on Thrall, Spagooter on Vala, Deputy Vala, oh, I love that skin, Monkey Lamps on Malfurion, Jelly Ninja on Falstad, and here he is, Insane on Muradin. On the side of Mayhem, Lazy Panda on Tyrande, Sick Logic on Li Ming, Brain Thrawn on ETC, Rhaegar, Willy Nilly on Rhaegar, and Blood Brain on Greymane. So it looks like a 3-2 split from Mayhem, which is really unusual. Usually you see the 4-1, so we'll see how this works out for them. I expect Thrall to be the solo laner from the side of Kairos, and it looks like that's the case. Okay, so nothing. No exchanges, anything at the start of the game. Usually you see a little bit more trading, chip damage, but nothing here. And Thrall doesn't... Did he? I think he saw Rhaegar. He must have seen Rhaegar, right? Anyway, down here though, oh my goodness, actually Vala is the one who got picked despite this being a 3-on-4. They were fighting right at the gate though, so I wonder if that had anything to do with it. Greymane is rotating down here, realizing there are 4 down here. ETC, Greymane, nice coordination, but the root from Malfurion actually saves them. Good job for Malfurion bailing out his buddy. And then of course Falstad with his own escape as well. So now they've evened up the odds down here, but that leaves Rhaegar and Thrall in a 1v1, and I am not sure how well Rhaegar does this. He actually went Wolf Run instead of a Lightning Bond. I guess they don't need... Oh my goodness, I keep missing kills down here. I'm just going to keep my camera down here. Sorry guys. So now with that ETC kill, we see that Kairos has actually taken a little bit of an XP advantage, but that shouldn't matter too much. That's not a big deal. Actually, well, now Mayhem has it back, in fact, as I finished saying that. And they are actually choosing to race, and they are winning the race because they are at the opposing Immortal, and Mayhem is not. Vala's really got to watch it, though. She's just taking a lot of damage from Li Ming, so... And this is how it's always set up. The first Immortal always goes to the opposing sides at this point. And looks like, oh, it's a close race. Look at how fast Mayhem does the Immortal. Like, even though Kairos won there, it was because they were there so much earlier, and Li Ming and Tyrande wasn't even in the first part of the first half of the Immortal phase. So Kairos really has to pay attention to how they're gonna deal with this, the power of the Immortal racing team. Okay, so we'll see how much damage he can get done with this first Immortal. Shouldn't be too much. We see Rhaegar and Thrall duking it out still in on the bottom. And yep, the first Immortal gets a wall, no big deal. They do have almost a level lead though. And it looks like Vala is going the multi-shot build. Lune's Grace and Shando's Clarity for Malfurion. Everything is on the up and up. Thunderburn. Updraft, that's not one you usually see, actually. But maybe fearing the Greymane jump. And look at that updraft go to work. It does actually so far. And Muradin just jumps right in after the root. ETC is in a lot of trouble, and no, the bounces do not kill off the ETC. And we see Greymane actually cleared up the camp down here. I'm not sure Thrall, I guess, was rotating up because he thought there was going to be a fight, but ended up wasting a bit of his time instead. Eyes in the Dark, loudspeakers, Pierce, Celestial Attunement by Tyrande, choosing to go a bit more on the heels here, and Dominance and Double Wolf coming out for Rhaegar. I like the Wolf build on Rhaegar for sure, and at 16 he'll make up for the damage with his bite. Oh, Li Ming taking so much damage there, getting rooted by the Malfurion. Of course, with the Luden's Grace taken, he can do that from Fog quite easily, and taking full advantage of that talent. Looks like Thrall is still clearing up the camps down here, and the second Immortal phase is spawning. So we'll see how... they are level 7 first, so they can get a head start on this as well if Mayhem chooses to soak, and it looks like he kind of is, but they kind of aren't. So, oh, now they might have to fight down a talent. And look at this. They're going so aggressive on the side of Kairos, and they should be. They're the team fighting team. They need to fight. Thrall barely gets away. Malfurion's just going to heal him up, and he just keeps dancing around in and out with Wind Fury. That's great Thrall play right there. Just kind of trying to bait spells and everything. Muradin actually is the first to fall, and ETC chases down Vala as well. Greymane's just doing so much work here. Nice two-man hammering by Falstad, but all the work that they did early on for the Immortal is going to get erased. And here's the situation. We're quickly going to get into a situation where Li Ming is going to force them to defend their Immortal, and then they can poke. As long as they all heal up first. If they take this fight at half-life, that would be really bad for them. Oh, and look at that! Nice stun combo! And they blow him up with the Reset Twins. That's what, I call Greymane and Li Ming, the Reset Twins. Very powerful together. We saw them a lot in the meta together a while ago, because just having double resets was so powerful. Once you get one kill, you can snowball the fight. And see, there we go. I'll look at all that long-range poke that Li Ming did, because Kairos is forced to defend their Immortal. But how do you defend against this long-range poke? You have to block it with your face, which isn't ideal. So Thrall really needs to watch his positioning until he gets Sundering. It's really not even safe for him to go in unless Muradin... even Muradin isn't safe. We saw he got killed earlier in the fight as well. He needs to be super careful until he gets Avatar. So now they're poking... The tables were kind of reversed for a second there, where they were poking at the Red Immortal because they just positioned themselves over there. They just backed the entire team up. But now they're slowly coming back to this side, and it's kind of like watching a pendulum. Now the fight's over here, and now they're meeting in the middle, and they're gonna fight. ETC barely gets out with that beautiful power slide, stunning 3 on the way. Thrall, oh, getting swiped at by a werewolf, and nearly gets his face eaten off. And actually, Li Ming gets caught down south. And Tyrande gets caught by the Malfurion root, and once Tyrande is caught, she has no escape. She's a squishy hero with no escape and no survivability, so she just goes down. And that's the second Immortal going in the way of Kairos, and we kind of see how why Kairos never lost a game in Division 1. They're just somehow getting these advantages in these fights. Even though they lost the first half and lost the fight early, they just managed to pull it back. They know they can regroup, and as long as they play safe, they keep kiting in and out, they can win the fights. Because they have Malfurion, honestly. So attrition fights will favor them. ETC getting caught out again, he has to slide out. And, oh, Falstad came in for the kill, but barely misses it. Now they're trying for the keep wall. I think they should probably be able to get this, but then they should back. Greymaine's not here, so they can at least finish this tower if they wanted to. It looks like they'll just leave the minions to do it. Great call there. And they'll just back off, and they're gonna invade. This is a greedy call with the heroics coming up for Mayhem. If they engage right as they hit 10, but nobody's soaking the... Oh no. Okay, there we go. They have heroics as well now, but the camp's already stolen. Could not get it in time. So that's a bit of XP taken from them, a bit of damage on their structures from this mercenary camp. Not much else. And they both at heroic talents. We see go for the throat, disintegrate, starfall, mosh pit, and ancestral healing. So pretty standard. It's like Mayhem's playing the meta from like 6 months ago. It's pretty exciting. Oh, nice Sundering coming back. Splits ETC from his team. Li Ming was gone on in the back right away, and Vala is just doing so much damage right now. They don't even care about the Starfall. They just go right in, and we see, yeah, the Twilight Dream was stacked on top, and no one could heal anyone. Oh, great coordination from Kairos there. They're just pressuring that Li Ming so hard. It seems to be their first priority to go after her, even though Tyrant is probably an easier kill. But Tyrant, you know, just not really a threat to them. Li Ming, she's the real threat. Li Ming and Greymane. So we see Immortals coming up in 15 seconds. Most of the ults will still be down for the side of Kairos, and 2 ults are down on the side of Mayhem. So if they engaged in like the next 5 seconds, they could actually try to fight Mayhem, but looks like, yeah, okay. So yeah, it's just they're just playing to their draft there. Kairos, they want to fight. They know they're going to lose the race, and look at how fast Mayhem brought down the Immortal to the halftime. Okay, these fights are very split out. I'm gonna have to zoom out a bit more here. Nice Sundering again from Thrall, isolating 2. The Twilight Dream means ETC is definitely dead. There are no resets to be had for Mayhem because all their team is dead. Oh my goodness. Just these perfect Sunderings just coming around the flank and then getting it across, isolating 2 into this cubby here, killing them, and now they're free to do the Immortal at their leisure. The cooldown timers, or sorry, the death timers are still long enough that they can just DPS this down, and this will be the 3rd Immortal in a row by Kairos. Wow, okay. And the Immortal always goes to the stronger lane, the healthier lane. So we see it going top right now, since there's been some damage done on your bottom keep wall. Yeah, really great coordination, target focus by Kairos so far, and those Sunderings have been fight winning for sure. And you know, you have enough fight winning Sunderings, they become game winning Sunderings. So using the Starfall early just to get some damage on the Immortal. We'll see if that comes to hurt them, but it's better to poke it, better to wait for them to be in this choke and then just put it here, I think. But here we go. They're going to lose the keep for sure. The Immortal's still fairly healthy. ETC gets caught by the root again. He has to be super careful, or they need a cleanse. It's maybe cooldown right now, so he needs to be more careful if they don't have a cleanse. Just all that pressure on the ETC, eventually taking him down. Even if they don't take him down, he's just so like he can't fight anymore once he gets bursted down like that. Greymane gets silenced and he's dead. Rhaegar just doesn't even know what to do. He's just walking around willy-nilly. And there we go. That's game 1, folks. pretty straightforward. Kairos just won the fights. We knew they picked a fighting lineup, but they also won the first Immortal in just a straight race. But yeah, he's a good Muradin. I agree. And shout out to the No Death Club, Malfurion and Falstad. Great job. You see, Malfurion. I mean, Falstad didn't do the most hero damage, and he actually did less than Tyran, and we didn't. Oh, I don't recall seeing any Gus, but you know, it was there in case they needed it. So great job by Kairos. Very dominating victory, actually. Won every Immortal. There were a couple of times it looked like Mayhem could pull out a win. A fight win, and Kairos just kept managing to get it back. So I'm gonna put it on the break screen for now while I get, I guess I'll leave you with the last draft for now while I get the next map set up. It will be Kairos' pick next, so. We'll see what they pick, and we'll see if Mayhem can adjust, figure out what they did wrong there. There's like a bit of an administration thing that needs to go on, as looks like Kairos forgot to sign in for round 2 on the website, so they're just fixing that right now. And looks like Cursed Hollow will be our second map. It's a big map. I don't mind seeing Battlefield of Eternity and small maps once in a while, but the big maps are where I think better games or better decision making can be seen, and that's what I really like. I like the strategy, and Heroes of the Storm is still young strategy-wise. There's a lot of strategy left to go, but you can show more of it on the big maps, I think. So excited that we'll have Cursed Hollow for Game 2. And as soon as Kairos signs in on the website, we will have the drafts out for the next game. Oh, I guess I can make the game. Actually, I'm just gonna mute my mic for a second and leave it on the break screen as I set the Okay, all that is being worked out, and Oh, Mayhem now needs to... Okay, we're just waiting for everyone to join the lobby. Again, thank you for all the new viewers. If you like the cast, please hit the follow button. We are going to Cursed Hollow for Game 2. This is a best of 3 between Kairos and Mayhem, rank 1 versus rank 16 in Division 1 of Season 3 of Chair League. So... just taking care of a slight admin issue, and then, okay, we're gonna start the draft, so... getting the draft links out. Sorry, I'm terrible at multitasking, so if I'm like sending out draft links and stuff like that, I will be a little bit quiet. All right, here we go. Just waiting for the captains to join the draft, and then we'll see what they have in mind. This is a map where you see some Abathur, some Lost Vikings being very powerful. Split pushing in general is a very viable strategy here. You can see though that if one team dominates the early game enough, that they can just control the entire game by getting the first curse and then just even knocking down a keep or two. I saw I've casted games where you know, one team got 2 keeps. Like, this was a chair league game. One team got 2 keeps on Cursed Hollow during the first curse. It was crazy. And then just won the game from there, so... Alright, here we go. Both captains are in, and we are starting the draft. Mayhem this time, since it was Kairos' map pick, has first pick and first ban. We'll see if they ban... we'll see if they ban Samuro, which would indicate neither team is comfortable with a Samuro. Because usually you leave that burden to the second... the team with the second ban to ban Samuro, because they're kind of forced into it if they don't want to face it. So they definitely don't want to ban Malfurion. They probably want Malfurion to come back to them. But like I said, Lost Vikings is so powerful on this map. So if they if they ban Malfurion, it might indicate they're going for another power pick on this map, like a Lost Vikings. I wonder if they have a Lost Vikings player. They're Division 1 teams, so I expect them to probably have Lost Vikings players. Oh no, they go with their Li Ming again. She is great at poking at around the tributes. So not a surprise. And you know, if their team's just very comfortable around the Li Ming, they feel their Li Ming player is far and away better on Li Ming than any other hero, then it's a comfort pick for them. So. And we don't see Vikings come out for Kairos either. Could be a surprise pick later still, I guess. But they're just going with ETC and... Now, I said last time there are a few chokes around the Immortals. on Cursed Hollow, there's nothing but choke points around the tribute, so ETC is super powerful on this map. Getting a power slide and then into a mosh is even easy, but if he goes stage dive, that's great too, since it's a huge map, so could be on one side of the map, stage dives the other. Very nice for split soaking, etc. And speaking of split soaking, we have Brightwing, who is the premier support split soaker. She, it is a she, right? Yeah, okay. She just has, she's such a good laner too. Like, you cannot underestimate, even though she's a support, she can hold her own 1v1 in a lane against almost anyone. She can, you know, she has infinite sustain on herself, and if you're trading damage with her, she's healing it up for free and you're not. So I've killed like Lunaras in lane before, easily, with Brightwing, so you really cannot underestimate her laning prowess. So here we have Muradin, and they're probably going to want a strong solo laner, something like a Thrall or Chen at some point, to kind of take care of the bottom or top lanes. Because it is a big map. Rotational play is not as good here unless you have, like, you can rotate ETC around by himself or maybe even one more, but you really want to have people stick in those lanes, which is why Lost Vikings is so powerful. So there's the Thrall. There's their solo laner. They don't have to worry about it. In response though, Kairos can pick a stronger solo laner. That's kind of the problem with having to pick your solo laner first. I guess Mayhem could try to ban whoever they feel is a good matchup against Thrall. Maybe the two that come to mind are kind of Chen, because Thrall can't stop Chen from drinking, and it's kind of an even lane, but Chen wins it kind of slowly eventually, and Sonya as well I think is a good matchup against Thrall, but neither of them dominate Thrall really, so maybe Mayhem's just probably not scared of that at all. And since there are so many choke points, Sundering is going to do a lot of work once again. And Dyslexia, you play for Mayhem. Oriole is the band. I wonder if they've done their homework, Kairos, on Mayhem, and noticed that they like to pick Oriole a lot as their go-to healer, so they're just banning it. Or, you know, maybe since they've picked their healer early in both games, they're just squeezing out the good options, the free heal options, Brightwing and Oriole, right? So, oh, you're playing Kairos. You play on Kairos, okay. And Vala being the band from Mayhem, they saw the amount of work that the Vala did last night. Oh, you're the best player, then why aren't you playing tonight? I guess they're doing okay, so you're just like you're just resting up for next week, the more important games. Okay, so we'll see what Kairos decides to do about this. So far, Mayhem has the poke advantage. So Kairos can either address this by getting more poke themselves, such as Chromie, which is unusual, or they can go the dive option, and it looks like they're choosing to go the dive option. Stage dive plus, or, you know, just power slide plus Greymane. Greymane is still very good against Li-Ming, so this might set up an Abathur pick. They'd be a little bit light on damage, I guess, but dual Greymane on a Li-Ming is very, very hard times for her. They do have the Sundering to disengage though, and there's no invulnerability on the side of Kairos to protect Greymane so far, so the Sundering should counter engage every time. And Muradin can try to peel as well. They could try to draft something like a Johanna here as well. for some extra peeling. But then that sets up something like a Tychus counter on Kairos, so we'll see what they choose to do. I think they should. Who else is a great counter engager? Like something like Tyrael, maybe. The best peeler is Johanna, though, so lots of options for Mayhem here. When I played in Chair League in Division 2, I was on a team that was. Oh, we always played the counter engage style, so we always had a thrall, and lots of options to do that. And we see a Gazlo pick. Wow, very shocking. I don't think I've seen a Gazlo pick in Chair League in the. I must have cast in about 40 games by now, maybe, and I don't think I've ever seen a Gazlo pick. This is gonna be a treat. Very good around the tributes, but he adds lane pressure, and I guess he has. I mean, in the chokes, it's very easy to set up his Gravo Bomb combo. I don't know. I guess it can work, but just not something we see very often. Like, he provides damage and very little CC, I guess, but not too much else. And we see Arthas coming out, so the double front line, and they're just gonna try and dive the back line of Mayhem, which is something I like. Yeah, that Gazlo pick is very strange. I agree. But, they tried playing a standard lineup against Kairos last game, and it didn't work out at all. So maybe they're just trying to throw Kairos off their game, give them a curveball. See if they can deal with Gazlo. I mean, if you want to dive into turrets, it's not easy, right? You're going to take a lot of damage. Those turrets actually hurt a lot. So I was actually surprised that they took Arthas instead of something like Kerrigan, because Kerrigan can jump on those turrets and get free mobility and heals with her Q build. And here we go. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of what Mayhem might be thinking when they pick it. So, wait, why is there a Sonya in this game? There's no Sonya. I'm so confused.
Prepare yourself for battle.
Okay, so apparently that Gazlo pick was actually a misclick. So it's actually a Sonya, which makes so much more sense. Okay, once again on Kairos, we have Spagooter on Gravy, Monkey Lamps on Brightwing, Insane on Arthas, Jelly Ninja on ETC, and Seryu on Tassadar. And Bloodbrain, the captain on Thrall, Sick Logic on Li Ming, Brandthorn on Muradin, Lazy Panda on Sonya, and Willy Nilly on Rhaegar, once again. And we see a West Side Story fight here. Just everybody going 5 mid. And it looks like Mayhem's really close to losing Muradin there, but he's Muradin, he'll be fine. He'll just heal up with his trait, and he'll be like he didn't do any damage to him. And we see them splitting off into their solo lane with Thrall, and Tassadar going to match him there. Tassadar won't have the easiest time since Thrall has the regen that self-sustain that Tassadar doesn't, but it'll take forever for Thrall to pressure him completely out of lane. And down here we see a 3v2. Li Ming getting some free damage onto the tower there. Random storm bolt thrown out. Doesn't really cost anything to either team, just a little bit of mana. And do we see any weird talents this time? We don't see all standard talents. Perfect Storm, actually, I guess is different than when he picked last time. What was picked last time was Third Wind for Kairos. So preferring the Perfect Storm here. It is going to be a longer game, I guess, so gets a chance to stack up those hits, but it does explain why he threw out that random Stormbolt. Okay. Yeah, I just looked at the talents now, so. Wolfheart, Eternal Hunger. Oh, I like that. I love Eternal Hunger on Arthas at level 1. So we see Tassadar actually kind of winning a bit of the trades here because Arthas is up here helping him out, but now Thrall should resume his dominance, and Rhaegar is just hanging out in a bush. He's taking a whiz, going to the Whiz Palace for any Parks and Recreation fans. And Muradin's constantly sitting at half health or less though, because just constantly walking up to throw those storm bolts and taking some trades in return, and that's okay. Leeching Plasma for Tassadar, no surprise there. And here we have the first tribute fight. Looks like everyone coming in. Brightwing came in a little late. Thrall is completely out of position here. Just, oh, the power slide right through into the slight body blocks means death for Thrall. And there we go. First tribute secured for nice block there on the Li Ming shot by Tassadar. And we see actually an Arcane Flare build coming out at 1 and 4 for Brightwing, which is great for interrupting at the tributes. If you ever have to delay by yourself or anything like that, you want that extra range on Arcane Barrage, or yeah, from Arcane Barrage. So still not the usual build, even on this map where, you know, disrupting a channel is very good. Sonya just spins right in, completely misses her stun. Now, is she gonna go do camps or something? Like, why did she come up here? Okay. So miss the gank, gonna just go back to help the middle lane. I'm surprised she wasn't trying to take a camp before the next tribute. One of Sonya's strong points, one of the ways she can help any comp she's in, is she can take camps by herself. I guess the Siege Giants was taken. Wow, I didn't miss that. Okay, so. Okay, hits the stun on Greymane and goes in, just backs off. Nice job by Sonya there. Nice delay by Tassadar. Like, look at all this delay they've got on this game. Not only the Arcane Flare, but also the Tassadar Static Storm. Oh, Muradin walking right in and punching, but look at all this damage he's taking. And his trait kicks in, but imagine if that was third wind, he is actually gonna go down. Oh no, he got too big for his britches and paid for it. Sonya and Thrall follow him in since they're all melee. Picking this 3 melee lineup into the Arthas. Well, I mean, Arthas was the last pick. They didn't pick it into Arthas, but Arthas was a great counter to 3 melee, of course. His E will just do so much work, the Frozen Tempest. Now, 3 of them are taking the boss by themselves, and they can do it because they have Greymane, and he does a lot of damage. Is Mayhem going to get wind of this? It doesn't look like they are. And that's his free boss for Kairos at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, so it's not gonna do that much, you know, this early a boss. It did give them, a lot of experience, and you can see they're opening up more than a 1-level lead. They're going to win the race to 10, and that means the next tribute is probably theirs. They're going to be 10 by that time, probably. And they're just still using Brightwing to split soak here. That ranged Arcane Flare, just putting out as much harassment as possible. Yeah, so they have their heroics, and Mayhem can't fight this at all. They just have to give up the tribute, and this will be a curse already at 6 minutes. Not the worst thing. If you have to give up a curse, you'd rather give up really early than really late. They probably... Oh no, actually, it's on a very poor, very advantageous positioning for Kairos anyway, so even if they had heroics together, it would have been hard to challenge that. Anyway, so Curse, we can see what Kairos can do with their first Curse phase. Go for the Throats, Syndragosa. No pick yet from Brightwing, just holding it. Very smart. Force Wall and Stage Dive.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
And that's the first fort going down. Tassadar is actually behind the Rhaegar. Oh, it's just a support fight, so not too much is going to happen here. And... back down here we see just a 4-man group of Kairos doing so much work, just taking full advantage of the fact that they have their heroics and Mayhem doesn't, and now they've opened up a 3-level lead. Jeez Louise. Okay, Muradin's gonna get caught out again. This is unfortunate. Muradin's supposed to be your tanky frontliner hero. He's not supposed to die. I always talk about how... Oh, nice leap from Sonya to stun. Almost gets Greymane with the help of the core, but just can't get it done. Trading one-on-one there would have been fine for them. Would have been great for Mayhem, but couldn't even get the trade, unfortunately. And alright, there we go. So we see a pretty standard build coming from Sonya. Actually, she didn't pick her heal. That's okay. I guess they're pretty all in now. Actually, I like that now. They can't win an attrition game anymore anyway, being 3 levels down. So lucky for her. You do see Calamity dominance for the Li Ming and a Wave of Force actually. Just trying to keep Greymane off her. This fort is about to be toast. They could even commit a Syndragosa to it if they wanted to, but there's no need for that. It's quite a long cooldown. They're just gonna keep trying to poke it down. I mean, they could just sneak Tassadar in there for a Static Storm and then just Dimensional Shift out if they wanted to. That was a nice Wave of Force by Li Ming there. Actually bounced ETC in the middle of this slide. And you see Sonya taking the Mercs there, which is what I said was one of the benefits of having a Sonya on your team. You see Greymane does it, and he has to Hearth after this. Sonya is still pretty healthy, does not have to waste any mana to do it. Interesting leap, a very short leap to stun, but didn't end up helping because of the stage dive coming in by the ETC to help his team, and Muradin and Li Ming barely... Oh no, Li Ming! Oh goodness! Li Ming walked right into the Static Storm as she was in low health, and wow. Almost walked into her own death. That would have been kind of hilarious, I guess, but this is going to be a stolen boss in the favor of Kairos, and with this, I mean, this is a 4-level lead. You almost never see this in Heroes of the Storm. This is stomp territory. I don't use that word lightly, but holy cow. Well, now we're back down to 3. But they're almost 2 talents behind once again, and will be soon as they take down this fort, this wall. And another kill here, maybe on Muradin. Oh no! They even tried to use the Ancestral to save him and couldn't. The Sundering completely whiffed. Oh my goodness. Kairos just just styling all over Mayhem right now. Poor Mayhem. No. No. And Rhaegar is going to be next. There's nothing he can do. And this is actually just game, I think. Oh my goodness. Wow. And this is why, now we see why Kairos hasn't lost a game in Division 1 in the regular season. They are destined for the Pro Division. And we'll see Kairos move on to the next round. And Mayhem, hopefully they can... They told me they've been playing together about 8 months, so hopefully they can stick together, work out some of the coordination or whatever it is they feel they need to do over the off season and come back stronger in Season 4. Because you can tell their drafts like made sense and everything. They didn't screw up that way, so they can definitely clean up their execution a bit. They didn't get a kill. It was actually just a shutout as well. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, so we saw Greymane did a lot of work, and he was also Spagooter, the captain of Kairos, was also the Vala last game who did a ton of work, so seems like he knows his assassins and just doing well all around. And congratulations to Kairos for moving on. Great job once again. Thank you to all the players though for participating, giving us entertaining games. Thank you to all the viewers for joining me. For new viewers, if you like the cast, please follow me. For my current followers and old viewers, I love you guys. Thank you for your support. And I won't be casting Cheer League tomorrow because I'll be starting my actual life stream at about 10 Eastern. So that I can get that going for the 24 hours, and but I will resume casting Cheer League playoffs next week. And thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful BlizzCon weekend. And I am out.